Yo, what's happening? What's good? What it do? Wagwan. Wagwan. Welcome back, YouTube. I'm back again. The sun is out and it's cold as a mother. So, hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all all taking care of yourself. Gotta always ask that because it's a crazy year 2025 has been, bro. A lot of stuff has happened. But if you're new to the channel, I go by Infinite Lokahi. You know what I'm saying? Lokahi is unity for it's Hawaiian for unity. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know. So essentially what I talk about on my channel, I just be on YouTube. That's the main form of social media I use. And I come across videos and it's usually controversial stuff. And I just want to get up on YouTube and give my opinion on the state of affairs as far as it goes as like earthly things that's going on right now. Mainly America, but I pay attention whatever crosses my feed, bro. So, I like to talk about controversial things, introspective things, mind-opening topics, spiritual things, futurist ideas. You know what I mean? I've been on a little hiatus, you know what I'm saying? But we back again, and we gonna try some new things, especially on this video. I'm gonna try to fashion together some different type of editing styles. So yeah, we got 3 topics today, bro. And what inspired this video is basically my desire to explore outside of the country. You know what I mean? Because not really resonating with the culture here in America anymore, man. If I'm being quite honest, the culture here is in many ways inhumane and very materialistic. Everything is about how much money you make, your status, how many followers you got. It's all about numbers, man. It's all about numbers, big numbers, how obnoxious you are, how beastly you are in nature. You know what I'm saying? Everything like masculine, like unfiltered, immature displays of masculinity. That is America, bro. You know what I'm saying? So a reference is, I watched this video by this guy named, I can't remember his name, bro. Can't remember his name right now. But he basically talked about how like American culture is a culture of what did he say? He called it antisocial psychopathy. And that's pretty evident by, the leader of this country, and many leaders of these countries, or this country in general, is usually ran by psychopaths, people who don't give a fuck about, who lack empathy. They lack empathy. They don't give a fuck about anyone but themselves and whoever is a part of their group. You know what I'm saying? America is a dog eat dog world, man. Like, you have to step on and over people in order for you to succeed and reach the top. And like, I'm speaking generally, what I mean, that's just the general vibe here. But that's not that's not the vibe for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we are human. So um the the real genuine connections, like that's never gonna die. But like the main theme here in America, you know, is to get ahead you have to sacrifice others, so you can, reach heights of success or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's hardly any like genuine communal um aspects to like American culture, you know what I mean? Um and like I said earlier, it's why I have a desire to move outside the country. You know what I mean? It's another reason why, um relationships, why the dating game is so messed up, why it's so hard to find and keep a relationship, is because everything is so centered around like money and status. You know what I mean? Females nowadays, bro, what they call them, the modern day female, like they don't know how to nurture potential. They don't know how to do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to finding a relationship, they looking for things like, like things that equate to your material life. You know what I'm saying? Like how much you make a year, your credit score, you know what I'm saying? Generally, like they want a dude to basically have all his shit together if he even wants to have an inkling of a shot at being in a relationship with her. And most of these girls, nobody's special. They don't bring nothing to this table. All they do is twerk and look cute. Half of them think it's cool not even to know how to cook. Like, that's just crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's equated to being a modern day thing, because back in the day, I'm pretty sure everybody know how to cook. You know what I'm saying? People love Jamaicans, and when they go to Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? One thing about women who go to Jamaica is like they like the men. And, from what I know, like Jamaican people, they know how to cook. You know what I mean? It's mainly the men cooking. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it versus like America, like if you a dude that know how to cook in America, motherfuckers think you soft. You realize how backwards that is? Like cooking is like a survival thing. Like it ain't even got nothing to do with gender. It's just like survival technique. You know what I mean? So I think it's just silly, man. Stupid. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Um, in order to get ahead in American society, bro, like you have to be the most like basically have to be a villain. You know what I mean? You have to use people to get what you want. You have to use your ability to manipulate, you know? In other words, be charismatic, you know what I'm saying? Be funny. You know what I'm saying? People use humor as a means to manipulate people, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Laughing is a very wholesome thing to do, you know what I'm saying? But like it's easily becomes something negative when, you just picking fun at somebody just to do it because you don't feel good about yourself or your life. So in order for you to find some form of entertainment, you use somebody, you pick on somebody, you bully someone, you know, to make yourself look like you're someone special. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's American culture, man. You know what I mean? You have to be a ruthless individual. You have to be an a-hole. You know what I'm saying? Um, Me personally, I'm not that type of person. You know what I mean? I can be an a-hole, but I only, you know, with great power comes with great responsibility. I have grown up here in America, so I exhibit some of those traits, of course. But like, you know, I'm largely tired of it. You know what I mean? I have a desire to move outside of the country. That brings me to another point. It's like, you know, you got the passport bros and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Me personally, someone who has deviated away from being lustful, you know what I'm saying? My whole purpose of moving outside the country or traveling outside of the country, it ain't got nothing to do with just cracking some cheeks. It really got more so to do with, you know, um getting a sense and feeling of what I felt as a child. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was a child, things were much simpler. Things Stuff wasn't so crazy. People weren't as crazy as they are today. You know what I'm saying? And you can easily see how it got worse over the years. And it's reaching a climax. You know what I mean? And when stuff like that happens, we do for a reset where things where something monumental happens to where we are forced to change. You know what I'm saying? For the better. But you know what I'm saying? I want to move outside the country. Like, I want to travel outside the country. And, when you travel outside the country, what I notice, because, like I said, I watch YouTube, so there's a lot of travel channels and stuff like that. And people who've moved abroad, bought land and built the infrastructure there, started businesses. And, like, a commonality I noticed from a lot of people is that, like, you know, they appreciate the communal aspects of the places they go to, like Thailand. People are just generally nice. Like, something as simple as just walking down the street, looking at someone in their eyes, acknowledging their presence, and smiling. You know what I'm saying? Saying hello. Like, simple stuff like that, bro. Like, you can't do stuff like that in America, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can get a little bit of that here in the South, but where I live, which is Alabama, I think I looked up something where Birmingham is like, the murder capital of the whole country. You know what I'm saying? So, people talking about Southern hospitality and stuff like that. I don't be seeing none of that stuff for real. I mean, like, not to say it don't exist still, but like, it's not as common as it used to be. Nowhere near as much, you know what I mean? And if it is, like I said, it's exclusive to a certain group of people, you know what I mean, who who assimilate to how America is, like whoever is a part of a certain type of culture that undermines our people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. American culture is, I'm very tired of it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I think he mentioned in the video, the guy, can't remember his name. I think it was Michael Cow something. I'm gonna link him in the video, but he was talking about, like, if you're the type of person who don't want to socialize with anybody, well, I understand, because the environment that America is just like, very hostile, antisocial, disingenuous. Like, there's no genuine relationships, especially if you in a place like big metropolitan cities, like somewhere in like LA or New York. And these are places where you can become famous and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, like, that's mainly the focus of people here, is like to make money, to be successful, to reach a certain height of success. And that's the only thing people acknowledge is what you have to show and offer as far as success. Like no one gives a fuck about like, you know, your mental well-being for real. You know what I mean? You are the only one that can like really maintain that. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, kudos to anybody who does have a genuine relationship, because that's what a relationship is for. It's so we can support each other. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes in the form of family. You know what I'm saying? I'm surrounded by family, like blood related family, but it doesn't really feel like family anymore because, you know, largely whatever dysfunctionality you like experiencing, like no one cares, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't talk to none of these niggas for real. And it's because it's nothing to talk about. All they want to do is vainly joke about stuff that, like, you know, hides, you know, the reality of how we living, really. You know what I'm saying? That me in particular, like, you know, I done got older, and it's hard for me to ignore the reality of things, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm way too aware. You know what I'm saying? People who just sweep stuff under the bed, you know what I mean, till it's like packed up with a whole bunch of stuff. Like, you know, that's very immature and very irresponsible to do as an adult. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this is why I get up here on YouTube, is because, like, I want to create my own family, man. It's evident that I need to do that. For me to shine, I need to be supported by people who support the things I believe and know for a fact that I would be good at. You know what I'm saying? But they so neglectful and so like beyond where they think they are as far as family goes, like that they have no idea like what type of person I am for real, like that. You know what I mean? So when it comes to the decisions I make and the things I want to do, it's not supported because, you know, it's not like in that conformed way that Americans expect you to, you know, excel. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? People who love you, who really support you, they're gonna really do that, bro. In every aspect, they're gonna show you. You know what I mean? Through actions and the way they reciprocate energy with you. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? People who can do that with me or with you are truly your family. Like that's real family right there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, this is why I want to move abroad. You know what I mean? To get away from this culture. You know what I mean? Because when you move outside of this country, which is supposedly one of the richest countries in the world, when you move to some of these other countries, you know what I mean, where, you know, our currency has more value, you know what I mean, it goes a longer way, you know what I mean, the people there are living in more simpler ways. They're not getting paid as much as we do in America. The convenient things that we have in America, it's a little bit less of in other countries. But, you know, the lack of technology and infrastructure helps these people focus more on the communal aspect of things. You know what I'm saying? And keeping relationships with each other, you know, forefront. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's one reason why life here in America sucks. Is because like the culture is just not. It doesn't support creating healthy communities, bro. It only supports like, you know, like I said, like selfishness and, you know, everyone, you know, you are the only true character in the game. You know what I'm saying? And you're supposed to use everything around you You're supposed to manipulate it and use it at your disposal with no regard as far as like, you know, like how you supposed to achieve those things. You know what I'm saying? There's no morals. You know what I mean? No virtues in American culture, bro. Um, you know, while when you go into Eastern cultures, man, especially places like Japan, um, you know, family is like a big thing in their culture. You know what I'm saying? And like the fact that they put that on the forefront automatically instills in the youth and everyone who grows in those generations in that culture, it just instills like healthy morals and values, bro. You know what I'm saying? And a part of that stuff is also religion, but you know, just from a cultural standpoint, you know what I mean? This is why people when they go to Japan, you know, it's considered one of the safest places in the world. You know what I'm saying? When people go to Thailand, you know, um people get a culture shock. People from America specifically, they get a culture shock because they so surprised that like people are so like welcoming and kind to each other. You know what I mean? That's what I miss, bro. Cause like I said, when I was younger, that still existed. You know what I'm saying? Here in America. But it just progressively got worse. You know what I'm saying? And as y'all can see today how like things are basically collapsing here in America, like the empire is falling. You know what I mean? It's due for a reset, man. You know what I mean? But you know, me personally, I don't really have no desire to stay in this country anymore. You know what I mean? I need to see. I need to just be around people that I really truly resonate with. You know what I'm saying? People who get it. You know what I'm saying? Cause American culture is a lost culture, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? And like me personally, I've only lived around black people, you know what I'm saying, when I went to school and stuff, um, there's some white people and stuff like that. White people are cool. You know what I mean? I don't really discriminate against nobody for real. But I do feel more comfortable around my own people. But like I said, I don't really discriminate, you know. I welcome everybody because everybody is the same to me. It's just different skin colors, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even that, bro, is just really hard for people in America to really accept. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is like we are extremely divisive, bro. Immensely separatist. You know what I'm saying? Like we got our groups and we like to separate them, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's sad, bro. I don't really like to be sounding like a Debbie Downer like this, you know what I'm saying? Cuz you know, it's been cold here, you know what I mean? Very cloudy, you know what I mean? Um and like I am grateful that I can just stand out here and feel the sun, you know what I mean? Cuz it is cold. It's like it's cold, bro. Like I'm black. You feel me? Oh, that brings me to another topic, bro. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all ever heard of um the trend of people going to climb Mount Everest, bro? Like that is just the like, bro. If you want to talk about some white people shit, bro, if y'all ain't ever heard of Danny Brown, he got a podcast, and I don't think he do it anymore, but he used to have a segment called White People Shit.
White people shit.
And you know, they'll just show clips of like white people doing white people shit, like doing shit that only they would do, that you know for a fact that only them motherfuckers would do, you know what I'm saying? And like when you think about climbing Mount Everest, bro, it's just like, what about that just sounds appealing? I just don't understand for the life of me, bro. Like it's literally like a cold hell.
I just come back from camp too. I'm at boys camp. I feel horrible. Yesterday I was at 8,000 meters.
It's just beyond me, bro. You feel me? And then like you sit here and listen to the amount of like um money that people spend to do this stuff. You feel me? I think like I, I think I heard that like, you know, like there's literally like a whole like section on the mountain full of dead bodies of all the people who tried to climb that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like that is some white people shit. You is never gonna catch no black person trying to climb no fucking the tallest mountain in the fucking world, bro.
Liar!
You not gonna find no nigga that's gonna do no shit like that, bro.
Not the cap.
You feel me? I'm gonna just keep it a beam. No, son. No. 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 It just don't sound logical at all, bro. It don't make any sense. Like niggas, they just want to do that shit just to prove that they did it, just to be like, I did it. You know what I'm saying? But they nearly fucking died doing that shit. Have you seen people with frostbite, bro? Like, their hands are literally like burned. Like, it looks like it got burned, bro. But it's from frostbite. That's why I said like, you know, going there is like a cold hell, because it's like it's the polar opposite of like burning alive. You feel me? It's the polar opposite. Like you actually freeze to death, and like it has the same effects as you burning alive. It's crazy, right? But you know, that just lets you know like how like energy is like a singular thing. Like it's just energy. It just goes through different states. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing. You feel me? I just had to talk about that, bro. Like climbing Mount Everest, bro. Like I do want to climb a mountain, but like not when I can like potentially die. You feel me? Like I'm not trying to go that extreme with it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Another comparison to that could be like diving deep down into the ocean and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know many black marine biologists, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, like that's another example of hell. Just going into the fucking ocean. Especially where there is no sunlight. You got it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People be wanting to be way too explorative in this world. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't have dreams at night and really explore shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, you know, that's another thing that we talk about on this channel, bro. You know, some deep introspective stuff. I want to get back to that, but like, you know, I just want a calm little chat video, just talking, yapping about the things that I come across on YouTube. We got more videos like this coming in the future, but you know, tired of America's shit, man. You feel me? You know what I mean? God give me signs every day, bro. Lead this motherfucker, man. Just lead, bro. It's bigger and better things for you out there, nigga. I know that for sure, you know what I mean? Long overdue, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to be surrounded by my family for so long, you know what I mean? And these people, they're very close-minded people. They don't, like, you talk about going to certain places, they like, oh hell no, I don't know how I could do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You way too adventurous. And I'm just like, okay. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about that. It's about creating connections with genuine people. That's really what it's about, man. That's really what it's about. Just like with the internet, bro. But, you know, they even saying the internet dying. I don't really know what that means for real. Other than like people just getting tired of being on this shit, so they need a break. which is cool. That's cool. Like, you know, that should have been common sense, but you see where we are today. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be famous and shit. You know what I'm saying? That brings me to another thing, like, you know, with the streaming and stuff like that. You know, the streamers and all of that shit, bro. It just gave people who, like I said, like who are like true degenerates. It gave these niggas a way to just like get to the top. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, this is like all ingrained in like American culture, because you know we all trying to manipulate each other to get ahead of each other. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like we take the human race type of thing, like concept to the max. You feel me? So we all trying to undermine each other by fucking up, you know, communities and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And niggas, a lot of niggas don't be aware enough to know that like a lot of the people that they put on a pedestal for becoming famous, these niggas was chosen to be in them positions, bro. Like to manipulate us, bro. Specifically for that. You know what I'm saying? It's so obvious nowadays, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like I said, we going through that reset right now. But you know, whatever happens here in America, that really goes down, it's like some really I'm probably not gonna be here, bro. Not gonna lie to you. To even see it. I'm just gonna see it on TV or some shit. At somewhere on the island. You know what I mean? You know, create my own family, bro. Who get it, bro? You feel me? But to that, bro, I say peace out. You know what I mean? Y'all take care of yourself. And I'll be back again with another video. Peace.